What's going on, Fast Turn Radio watchers, listeners, replay catchers? It is time for the Zoom once again. Compers, what's up, man? Hopefully everybody's doing great. We took a couple of weeks off. Well, we took last week off, so it's been a couple of weeks since I've talked to everybody, and excited to do so. I was supposed to be at ASD, as you may or may not know, and that did not go as planned. So I decided, since I said I wasn't going to have a show, to just go ahead and kind of take a week off. But the fact is, I did not make ASD, and I'm pretty upset about that. Plane flights got canceled twice, and I tried the first time to get it rescheduled. The second time, or I did get it rescheduled. The first time it got canceled, and I tried to. I got it rescheduled. The second time it got canceled, I couldn't get a hold of the airline to even talk to them to try to get it rescheduled. And so it was just an absolute nightmare because my connecting flight was going through Dallas, which apparently had a couple of inches of snow. And for them, that is a total whiteout blizzard. So no flights were in or out, and I could not get out of Savannah. They told me when I called Orbitz, who I booked through, they said, no, the rebooking went through American Airlines, so you got to deal straight with them. You might be able to drive to the airport, and maybe you can talk with somebody at the actual ticketing counter, and they can get you on a different flight. I was like, no, that's not happening. I'm not going to drive to the airport to hopefully catch a flight. I was looking at the flight schedule. They were pretty well packed, ugly flights. There wasn't anything left. Couldn't get anybody to talk to. Spent almost 3 hours. Actually, I think turned out to be just a little over 3 hours actually on hold. I put in a request for a callback at 9 a.m. and got a callback finally at midnight that night, which I was already in bed, so I missed the call. Next morning, I tried calling back again, more hold. It was just crazy. So ASD just did not happen. That is a very long story short. So I apologize to those of you who wanted to meet up, who had planned to meet up. I definitely plan to meet with many of you, and it just sometimes life happens, and it was just one of those moments. So my deepest, sincerest apologies to everybody who was disappointed by my absence. I'm sorry. And really, you should not be disappointed by my absence because I'm a nobody, and ASD was more important than any one person being there. So hopefully the people that went got lots of great information, lots of great stuff, and hopefully you had a good time. We got some great feedback from both the dinner that was held by Dennis Smith and the sourcing, or the walking the floor ASD prep group that we put together. It all went really well. Lots of great feedback. So hopefully you guys had a good time and made some great deals, got some good products. I know Leron was definitely there, and he is absolutely killing it. He already has products that he bought at ASD at the warehouse, dude. I mean, guy's a monster. Within a week, not only did he find sources, he has them in the warehouse. So that guy's a rock star. Nate McAllister, Friday at 2. I'm going there, leaving on Sunday at 7 a.m. Yeah, talking about Massachusetts, Providence, whatever, Rhode Island. That's where I'll be this weekend, flying out on Friday morning. I think my plane leaves at 6 a.m., and I will be in Massachusetts or Rhode Island, whatever you want to call it. I think it's sitting right on the border, right about noon. So, yeah. And Bobby, I'm looking forward to meeting you. It's funny, we both got to fly from, being like 4 hours away from each other. We're going to have to fly halfway across the country to actually meet, but that's cool. That's the way things go. Gonna meet Bobby and Nate and a handful of other people. Michael Flanagan, for one, who I know very well. I've spoken to him, on the computer, on the phone, Facebook all the time. Never met the man in person, so I'm excited about that. Chris Manise is going to be there. I'm excited to meet him. I think if he's not sick, apparently he got sick. His kids are sick, so hopefully he makes it. But and then August. August. You guys know I'm horrible with names, so I apologize. I'm sorry. I got something tickling my nose. Yes, that is kind of the upside to missing ASD is I kind of got permission to take another trip in its place. And I am going to GDFR in the house. I'm going to the Baltimore conference to kind of take the place of not being able to go to ASD. So, I try to limit my travel somewhat. But yes, I will be there. I still need to make my plane tickets and hotel reservations, all that good stuff. Right now, I've just got a ticket to a conference. But I will make that happen very shortly because, it's about a month away. What in the world? I swear one of my dog's hairs on my lips or something. I don't know. Something's got me. And there's Chris Green, GDFR, coming on video. What's up, man? You want me to unmute you? Hang on a second.
Look what I got today.
Why is this not zooming in on the person speaking? It's kind of killing me.
It's not a Lego show.
There we go. All right, now I got your picture. Go ahead, put it up there. Scam Power Conference. What?
Of course.
What? We got like an actual brochure guide, something. Dude, that's pretty cool. How do you put all that together?
I did.
No. Come on now.
You go find your words.
Dude, how many pages is that? Oh, awesome. One of the best pictures ever taken. That's what happens when you go to a conference with me. You end up, flying around in your underwear.
Wait, I just gotta put you down for a second.
This is happening, man.
It's going to be awesome. Dude, I talked to Jason for like half an hour last night. He was getting ready for the trip. Dude, I wish I'd talked to him before I made my flight because I would have been up there another day or two. It's just.
He's already here. I'm going to go see him tonight.
I know he's there. Had I known people were coming in early, I might have been able to, at least fly out a little bit earlier. But no, show up on Friday, leave on Sunday. Should have at least come in Thursday.
Duane, it's going down for real.
Are you excited? You look excited.
I'm excited and nervous. I'm on the hook for this thing. So,
oh man, it's going to be great.
Well, we're going to record it. We're going to take a lot of pictures. Anybody who is interested, kind of be on the lookout for the dates of the next one because this is just the first of what we hope to be many. So, if you're interested, don't worry. We'll get you guys more information. Duane, you'll be involved.
Sweet.
And, it'll be going down for real.
Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited to meet the people. I'm excited for the conference itself. There's just going to be a lot of energy in the air. And it's Steve Rakin going to be there? You know what I saw somewhere?
Prophet's going to be there. There's some all-stars, dude. I mean, hijack your total show here, but
that's okay. I got nothing to talk about anyway.
Me, Paul, Ashley, Kristen, Roger, Duane, Jason, Karen, Jay, Nathan Ruff, Nate McAllister, Brendan Sullivan from
Brendan's going to be there.
Prep, Andy, Slam, Maggie Cusin, Chris Manise, Mike Flanagan, Irma, and Rakin.
Dude, that's solid.
We've got 18 hosts.
For 30 people. We might have gone a little host heavy.
Host heavy on this one, but it's all good. Everybody that comes, get your questions answered. Get some action taken. And, dude, this is great space, man. I did this in one night.
That's cool.
One night, uploaded it, ordered it, picked it up today.
That's kind of crazy. How many did you get? Did you print one for everybody?
Of course. I got a whole box full of them.
Sweet.
I'll sign it for you, Duane.
Yeah, I was going to ask for your autograph. I have you sign everything.
Believe that.
Yeah. I mean, I might have to bring my cat book, too.
It's all good. It's all good.
All
right, wait, I'll let you get back to your show, man. I posted in Scam Power. Hopefully you get some peeps jamming with you. We will see you on Friday. We may chat before. Everybody in the chat room, thanks for tuning in to Duane's show. You guys know Duane always brings the best FBA information. Humble Duane doesn't know anything. No, he knows what he's talking about with FBA, and it's solid that he's trying to help all you guys listening right now. How many people get here? 56? Yeah. Today's was a low day, man. I had a lower count on Spreecast today, but
yeah,
it's all good.
It's a little light on sales, a little light on people. I don't know what's going on, but hey, whatever. That's cool. We'll keep it intimate. I don't mind.
All right, dude.
All right, man.
See
ya. Yeah, because the fact is, whether there's 150 people or 50 people, I still just look at my own little picture up there. So hey, it doesn't bother me a bit, and it's easier for me to keep up with the chat. So hey, if you got any questions, you got to put them in the chat. The one thing missing from Zoom is kind of a queue, a question queue. So you just got to put them in the chat, and we'll try to keep it up. I'll try to keep up from there. All right. Yeah, The Godfather. Chris is awesome, dude. Anyone going to this conference, man, I got to tell you, you are going to have a prime opportunity to spend one-on-one time with anybody you want to. Whatever your business model is, there is somebody there that is going to be able to help you blow that model up and just make it jump by leaps and bounds. I mean, Chris Maynard earlier said, let me read the quote because it was pretty cool. If I can get back to it. After my most recent 2-week cycle, I am 100% sold. 100% sold on the idea of fast turn. So yeah, somebody like Chris is at the conference and you want to learn about fast turns, that's what I'm there for. I'm doing that in wholesale. You want to talk about eBay and thrifting? Anyone better than Jason T. Smith to talk to? You're trying to get ungated. You want some help with that? You got Nate McAllister. Nathan Ruff can help you with your website. I know there are some web people that are going to be there. And so Nathan is a great person to talk to. He's just a kid. He's 21, but man, he's got it going on. I wish I had my head on as straight as he does at the age of 21. It's impressive. And happy 21st birthday to him. He just turned 21. Something that I have neglected for about 4 weeks to say is, I don't know if you recall, but I was doing a Zoom and Patty jumped on and said, hey, we're going through Savannah. Can you meet for breakfast tomorrow? And I did have the pleasure of meeting Patty and Carolyn and had breakfast with them. We spent maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours together. It was awesome. We talked a little business. We talked a little just personal life, just getting to know each other. And, they were on their way from here up to New Jersey, and they were in the area and said, hey, you want to have breakfast? And it was awesome. So if anybody's ever traveling through Savannah and it just works out where we can get together, do not hesitate to hit me up. I'm an introvert. I don't like large crowds. I don't do well in front of large crowds, but I love to meet people and do the one-on-one kind of interaction. So I have no problem meeting you if you're coming through, like they were in Pooler, which is about 35, 40 minutes from here. Not a big deal. If you're 35, 40 minutes south of here and that would be like Brunswick, man, let me know. Even if you're in Jacksonville, if we can arrange it, that's a couple hours. So that might take a little planning, but just let me know. I mean, we'll get together. Is that now that's probably my father-in-law, I'm guessing, Gary, who said he can do breakfast. Yes, we have breakfast quite a bit. Usually on the weekends we wind up over there so I can watch their massive operation as they put me to shame with their numbers. They have turned their garage into a full warehouse. It's incredible. I don't know if I'm going to make it up to Charlotte. That's a pretty good ways. Tybee Island in October. Time to TP Duane's house. Sure, man. Yeah, Tybee Island, about an hour from here. I have definitely gone out to Tybee. Actually, it's about an hour and 15 minutes. And Tybee's awesome. It really is. It's just kind of this cool little typical beach town, kick back. It's not – some of the other islands around here, Jekyll Island, St. Simon's Island, they're kind of this uppity place. I don't know. It's just not as relaxed. Tybee is almost like kind of like what I would picture. What's his name? Dude, he's one of my favorite singers. And Margaritaville. What's his name? Jimmy Buffett. Thank you. Jeez. Jimmy Buffett. It's the kind of place that you would picture Jimmy Buffett hanging out, is Tybee Island. All right, Nate McAllister, man, can't wait to see you. Yeah, go do. Nothing important going on here, nothing earth-shattering, but yes, I will definitely see you on Friday. Most definitely looking forward to it. Crab Shack, Crab Shack on Tybee Island. See, Sean Mayo knows. Cool. I didn't know you guys had been around this area, so very cool. If you ever make it back to Tybee, let me know. All right. Wow, all of a sudden my face is like this big on the screen for no apparent reason. Oh, Antoine Reynolds says the first time he's tuning in. So cool. Welcome. Thank you. Bobby taking off. Yeah, I got to go finish packing, paying bills, safe travels to those going. Absolutely. I hope everybody has safe travels, no doubt. Yes. Hey, Sherry Brown, the FBA guru. What's happening? Sherry's awesome. She knows the ins and outs of FBA from the other side. So, all right, let's talk a little business now that we've talked about nothing for about the last 15 minutes. Business, like I said, it's been slow today. I really don't know what's going on. It's just one of those things. But let's talk about the last couple of weeks. First of all, shipments that have gone in the last 2 weeks, or items that have gone in, 537. Not a huge amount, not bad. But one big thing that I was able to do, I was doing a lot of I was doing a lot of RA, OA, Amazon flips, that kind of stuff in the first part of the year. And I realized a couple of weeks ago, hey, all my wholesale has pretty much run dry, and that's unacceptable. So I got some of my wholesale orders in. Some of them I can actually get pretty quickly, like with same day or within a couple of days. Others, I got to plan further ahead. And so I started ordering all that stuff. I had 2 pallets that showed up almost back-to-back days, which made for a pretty hectic scene in the garage. We have a 2-car garage, but 2 pallets pretty much takes up one side of that when you add in the tables and the configuration that we have. I got the wholesale stuff in, got a couple of pallets. I got some boxes from some of my other suppliers, and the garage just got filled. And that's what I've spent the last 2 weeks doing, is making sure that base is there and those consistent sales are there. Because the great thing that I love about wholesale is I can just get those products in. I can do, a 1 to 3 month supply normally, and just let those kind of sell. And now I can go refocus on the rest of my business. Whereas what I had been doing was the OA and RA, but the wholesale wasn't there. So it was buy it, sell it, and just turning inventory constantly. I like having that base. I like having those replenishable items that are just going to sell consistent. Usually it's $300 to $500 a day. And I'll show you right now where we are sitting today. And you'll see we're at $254.85. Extremely slow day. Some of this grocery, 4 wholesale items, we've been selling about 10 a day of just one item, and 15 to 20. Yeah, it is. It's awfully slow, because you see yesterday was 512. Same day last week was 600. That's more typical of what's been going on. Today, I have no clue. Our stuff's there, or it's getting received, it should be selling, and for some reason people just decided today is not a good day to buy stuff. But if we go to the month to date, we'll see how we're doing on the month. A little over 5,000. Not on pace. Now, this is another thing that I'm going to talk about. Definitely not on pace for where I want to be for the 500,000. I mean, I'm falling behind, and I needed some help, and I reached out to a friend. Luckily, I know a lot of people, and I have someone that has done, tremendous sales, $500,000 or better for the last couple of years, just absolutely killing it. And so I said, I need some coaching. Yes, I coach people, but there are times where when you're trying to do something, and what do I tell you? There is always somebody in the FBA world who has done what you want to do. So seek that person out, or those people, or that group, and ask for help. Join the group. give information to those people. Hopefully they'll reciprocate with some information. Anyway, pay for coaching if you need to. Whatever the case is, find somebody doing what you want to do and learn from them how they did it. So that's what I did. I reached out and I said, here's my situation. I want to do $500,000. You did $500,000. You're going to do $500,000 or more again. How do I do it? And I was told to adjust some of my thinking, which I agree with, because I am totally fast turns and I am rank driven. And I was told, get away from the rank. She told me that's not always the most important thing. If you can get something at a good deal, does it really matter if it takes a month, 2 months, 3 months to sell, or even if you're buying for fourth quarter? Now, this only applies, hear me clearly, this only applies if you have extra cash on hand. I could not have done this last year. There was just no way. I didn't have enough money to do it last year. This year I have enough money to do it, and that's what's bothering me. I have all the parts I need. I'm just not putting them together, and that's really, really starting to irritate me. So that's why I needed to reach out and get some help. And I'm going to be talking to people at this conference this weekend. Yes, I'm one of the presenters. You think I'm not going to hit up Andy Slamans because I got a few minutes to kick it with him? You think I'm not going to ask about PLR? I've already started some private label stuff. I'm going to ask Andy's opinion on some other stuff. Michael Flanagan's going to be there. I'm going to talk a little bit about masterminds tonight, and I'm in a mastermind group with Michael Flanagan. Here's another little piece of the puzzle is, we're starting to do some group buys with that mastermind group, which is really cool. So that's going to help. And I'm going to talk to Mike, and I'm going to say, hey, man, do you have any advice on what I can do differently, what I can do to boost my sales? And I talk to Mike a lot anyway, but it's always different when you're sitting down face-to-face and the ideas that come out of this stuff. And that's why I'm excited about this conference. It's why I'm going to Baltimore. It's why I wanted to go to ASD. Yeah, products are great, but man, the people are fantastic. And that's where the power is. See, Michael said group buy order is coming in on Friday. So we got some more stuff coming in. So that's something that Mike put together and just said, do you want to be a part of it? I was like, yeah, man. And there you have it. See, he boxed it for me and he sent the stuff in. I didn't have to do anything. Now I was supposed to buy him, beverage at ASD, but that didn't happen because I wasn't there. So I'll make it up to him this weekend. But yeah, I'm starting to work my business in ways that I never have before. And I think it's all going to pan out in the end. I don't know. You guys get to watch it with me. I hold nothing back. So if I fail miserably, which right now it's not looking good for the home team, you get to see it, and you get to see the mistakes I make, and you get to see the successes I have. Because let me tell you about some of the successes. Easter, it was awesome. And it's not even here. But we're sold out. It's too late to get more products, but man, I know what I'm doing next year. I promise you. I will start in January getting ready for Easter next year, and it is going to be fantastic. We did a little testing this year. Next year, going to blow it out the door. 4th of July is probably what I'm going to focus on next. I'm not really big on the Mother's Day thing. The more I look at it, I'm not a fan. I'm not seeing the products the way I want to see them. I don't see the margins on stuff that I want to see. So probably looking at probably 4th of July is going to be the next big one. Right after that is back to school. So, here we are sitting in March, coming up pretty quickly on April. We're almost to mid-March. And so we got March, April, May. In June, you got to start with the 4th of July stuff, or maybe even in May. Big question is, what am I going to do for the next really 6 to 10 weeks? And I've got to figure that out. How am I going to ramp up? And I think a lot of it's probably going to be getting this wholesale stuff going, and then turning around and doing a lot of RA. I think I've been talking with John Grollo, who's a RA master. I mean, he's the dino sorcerer. He's awesome. So I talked with him for about half an hour today. And he gave me some ideas. So I'm going to go take his suggestions, and I'm going to try to get it done tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a pretty busy day. May have to wait till the first of next week. But, my first idea was to get the get the wholesale in place so I can start building on that. So anyway, that's where we sit with the numbers. We can check the year to date as well. So let's see how we're doing this year versus the same period last year. I should at least be doubling, which I'll tell you right now, I am not. We're at 43,226 on the year. Same period last year, we were at 27. So I am falling further and further behind that double that I was looking for. So not happy about that. Got to change some stuff very, very quickly if this is all going to pan out. All right. Any questions about the numbers? I saw some other questions that I will definitely address. But any questions about the numbers, anything anyone wants to see? I did get into BIS. I do want to throw that out there just because it was a new category for me. Let's see, it should be in here somewhere, right? Industrial and scientific, not a big part of what we're doing, but hey, there's a couple $1,000 or a couple $100 in the new category. Tested some replens, might have a couple products there. So yeah, it's all part of just growing. Turnover rate percent. I wish I knew exactly. We're sending in about 300 products, 250 to 300. Let's do 250. That'll be nice round numbers. We're sending in approximately 250 items a week, which is putting us in at 1,000 items a month. And if we go back to February, I think that'd be a pretty fair indicator. So we'll go to February. Oops, let's get out of industrial and scientific. So we sent in approximately 1,000 items and we sold 710. So 70% turnover rate. Does that sound right? I think I'm doing that, just quick math off the top of my head. So, we're selling about 70% of what we send in. If I had it ideally, it would probably be 100%, but that's something I got to back off of and not try to sell everything the same day that it hits the warehouse. How many things do I have? We either in stock or en route. We are somewhere around 2,000 units. I could show, well, here, I'll stop sharing my screen. All right, let me check this out. Can't show you guys everything, so let me get into my reports. I'm just going to take this off the Manage FBA inventory screen. I tried the beta. I did not care for it. And it's got the nice little chart. Yeah, right now it shows that I have 1,913 units. So we have, and then 16 oversized. So we have just under 2,000 units currently in stock. And I sent 124 today. So that would put us just over 2,000 either in place or en route. And, some of those, like 300 of those are stale inventory. I told you guys a couple weeks ago that I had about 400 that were stale inventory. Finally, 100 of those blew out. People sold out and I got the price that I wanted. And I knew as soon as it hit that they would fly, and they did. So we sold like 100 within a couple of days. And that was awesome. I say a couple of days, maybe a week. But anyway, that was pretty cool. And got another 300 products that are kind of on the cusp. They're, as soon as a couple people sell out, those are going to blow through. So that'll help. But do you ever decide to take a loss or break even on an item? Absolutely. I do it less now than I used to because we're a little bit cash heavy. When I needed a cash and I had better investments, man, I would take a loss in a heartbeat. Now, not a huge loss. I don't want to buy something for $50 and sell it for 25. I mean, I can't do that. But yeah, if I'm going to lose $1 or $2, but I can reinvest over here instead, yeah, I'm going to do that every time if I need the cash and if I have something to reinvest in. Those are a couple of the key components to that. There is no reason, absolutely no reason to sell at a loss if you don't need the cash. Now, if you're trying to avoid long-term storage fees or even monthly storage fees, maybe, but monthly storage fees are so minuscule. I can't imagine that that would play a big factor into me taking a loss. Usually it's just I have a better investment that I want to go into. And so therefore, yeah, I'll take a loss. If something's coming up on the expiration date, or, right now we're kind of creeping up on April 30th where you can no longer sell chocolate. Well, I'll dump my chocolate, whether it's a loss or not, I might as well, because otherwise it's just coming back to me, or I'm going to destroy it. So how many unique SKUs am I holding? Excellent question. I'll tell you in just a second. Right now, we have active 142 products. So a little more than I would like. I'd actually like to keep that right around 100, but right now we're at 142 active SKUs. All right, so I saw a couple of questions in here. I thought I did. Thought I saw something about wholesale. This is the one problem with Zoom. It is so hard to go back. Bob Willie, since you have 2,000 items and sold 710, don't sell 70% of what you send in because some of it's from last month or 2 months ago. That is the diversify model. Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of what we sell. There are very few items that do sell from prior shipments, but yeah, I mean, there are definitely items that are at that I sent in say January that sold today, or yesterday or this month, whatever. How to account for that exactly? I mean, I'd have to go through and break down every single sale, but what I can tell you is we're sending 1,000 units and we're selling 700. You can play with those numbers any way you like to. I mean, just for a quick down and dirty, yeah, that's what I'm going to say the turnover rate is. Want to knock it down to 50%? That's cool with me too. Will wholesalers have Easter items in stock that far away? Okay, that was the question. I knew I saw something about wholesale and Easter. Yes. My wholesalers, some of it I can get year round. So, it doesn't have to be right at Easter. But others, they're sold out on their Easter stuff. And yeah, I'm going to have to get those somewhere around January, February. Going to talk to my rep. That's where reps come in. So I'm going to talk to the rep, find out, hey, how exactly do I get, how can I get this product sooner? And when is the earliest that it's available? That's where your rep comes in, and they are invaluable. They have that information. They know that stuff. So, they may know XYZ products. I mean, I was talking to a rep and she said, yeah, these sell out every year. And these do too, which I didn't even have on my radar. And I said, oh my God. And she, that'd be great. And she's like, yeah, we're sold out. That's cool. I'll see you next January. And yeah, sometime in January, I'm going to hit up the rep and see if I can get those. And I want them as early as possible. If I can't get them until February, okay, that's cool. But I'm going to try to get them as soon as possible. Oh, okay. Yeah. And yeah, thank you, Chris, for answering Darcy's question about how many products you have in stock. Oh, no, he said, no, manage FBA inventory. You should, unless you have an old account, if you have a limit, it'll have a little bar that shows what your limits are. There you go. The little meter at the top of the screen. Let me see. Am I actually going to show you guys anything that I care about if I show you my screen? I don't think I will. Nah, crud. Yeah, there's a couple of things in there I don't want you guys to see. Sorry. Nope, can't share my screen on that one. But yeah, there's a little meter up there. Yeah, so reps can be helpful. what was that? Do you track your product predictions over the years to see what is hit or miss? Not as well as I should, but yeah, there are definitely items that I track how they do and how well they sell into the year. Because, okay, fourth quarter, this is the first year I've really paid attention. I mean, last year I did somewhat, but, everything sells in fourth quarter. That makes it very easy. But what I did was I took what was selling in the fourth quarter and I'd been watching more closely this year, and I did some of it last year as to how far into the new year does it sell. So if it is considered a winter item, does that sell good in January? And I'm finding, yes, it sold great in January. Did it sell well in February? Yeah, it sold pretty well in February. How's it doing in March? Starting to see that drop off. My guess is as the weather gets warmer, those products are going to be left in the dirt. But you pick up the other stuff that I was talking about going forward. And so, man, I know what my plan is. It is clear as day to me starting in May. What I need to figure out is how I'm going to get from March to May and actually make some money. And, even June's going to be a little slow. But then I'm going to hit a hard for the 4th of July and the back to school. That's going to take you through July, August, September. You should be ramping up for Halloween at that time. Halloween's going to carry you into the November, December rush. So the last half of the year, which is where I started paying attention last year, I know what I'm doing. I know the products I'm buying. I'll test some others along the way. But I can't wait for the June timeframe to hit. What's killing me is all this testing that I'm doing now, just like I did last month with Valentine's, just like I did this month with Easter. I don't know what I'm going to test going into April and May. But yeah, I track those products year over year, and I see how many I ordered last year and how quickly they sold, and that I didn't order nearly enough, and that I got maybe a couple of pallets, and I should have gotten 4 or 5, maybe 10. I don't know. I don't know where the ceiling is. All I know is I came up way short with just a couple pallets of stuff. So next year, I will increase that. And where I was buying cases of things, I will now buy pallets of things because I know how they sell. It's all part of the learning process. So hopefully everybody's tracking that sort of stuff. All right. Let's see. Somebody asked, okay, what is the benefits of having less SKUs? Just less to keep up with, honestly. That's just short and simple. It's less stuff to keep up with. I don't want 142 SKUs to have to go through and reprice and see how many sellers are left at the Jack Monkey price of $19.95, where I want to sell at $29.95, and how many sellers are in between that. Well, if I have 142 things that I have to do that on, that's not good. If I have 100 things to do that on, I can handle that. I mean, ideally, give me 10 products so that if I could blow it out the door with them, I would, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yes, we all hate the Jack Monkeys. Yes, nobody likes the Jack Monkey. Yeah, I love pallets too. Pallets are nice. All right, are you mostly bundling unique items on wholesale? I am doing a mix. Some wholesale items, I do just singles, and they come in, I unpack them, I label them, pack them back up, shoot them out the door. And those I love. Some I do bundle, and I do more seasonal bundling than I do wholesale, like throughout the year bundling, but I do have some. What I like about that is you can take 1 or 2 products and you can turn that into 4 or 5 by simply making some different variations of bundles with those. So, yeah, Sean Mayo's got 2,500 SKUs. That is insane. See, I wouldn't know what was in stock and out of stock. I mean, I have trouble keeping up with the 150 that I have. It's part of my problem with the wholesale. I just totally lost track. I found 2 today, 2 wholesale products. After I thought I replenished all my wholesale stuff, I found 2 today that I'm totally out of stock on. Why? Why would I be out of stock on those? I shouldn't be. Yeah, repricer is probably in my near future. That's actually something I am going to talk with Paul about. Paul Rutherford, he is the other half of the ScanPower co-founders. So we all know Chris Green. Paul Rutherford's the other half. I want to talk to him about their repricer. I don't know if I'm going to go with that. App Eagle, nothing. I have no idea. But I think a repricer is probably a necessary evil very soon. Definitely for fourth quarter. I learned that lesson. I lost a ton of money just because things went up in price. Fourth quarter is the one time things will go up in price from the time you send it in until it gets to the warehouse. And I was selling way too low. Yeah, Ruthie says, any advice on how to keep up with lots of SKUs? And Sean, maybe you got something, man. Looks like you got a good role going in the chat room. I don't have any good advice on it. I am terrible at keeping up with lots of SKUs, and that's something that I'm hoping that there's a software solution to, and I'm looking at a little more closely. I don't want to say too much about it because if it doesn't come out, I don't want people to go, well, I thought this feature was going to be added. But anyway, hopefully there is a software solution out there sometime soon to help keep up with your SKUs. Ron Lauterbach, Duane, let me know, or let me in on the conversation with Paul. I've tried out a couple of repricers, and they both sucked from my perspective. All right, Ron, are you going to be at the conference? If you're going to be there, definitely. I'll make sure you're around. If you just want me to give you the Cliffs Notes after, I obviously can. Oh, okay, you'll be there. Yeah, we'll hit up Paul together, man. Yeah, FeedVisor. There's a few of them out there. I've never tried a repricer, so I cannot give you an opinion on them at all. Okay. So one thing I did want to touch on, because somebody asked about it, is masterminds real quick. They said, I tried to start a mastermind and it seems like it's fizzling out. How do you keep a good mastermind going? Let me tell you the probably two, I don't know. We'll see how many things it comes out to. I'll tell you the number one key to a good mastermind group is trust. Okay. It's trust. Absolutely. If you do not trust the people that are in your mastermind group, it won't work. You can't do the vague, I've got this product in this category that has this rank and I think it might be good. What do you think? That's not going to fly. You need to be able to go, here's my store, here's my product, here's my stuff. What do I do with this? Or how do I get more of it? Here's my wholesale source. Here's my pricing. What do you think of this buy? You need to be able to talk to them like they are a part of your business. If you don't have that level with your mastermind group, you don't have a mastermind group. I have done that before. I had a group of solid sellers and names that you would recognize very quickly. And I actually put it together. I said, hey, do you want to be in this group? Do you want to be in this group? And I pulled about 6 of us together, and it worked pretty well for a few months. And we added a couple more people, and it's worked okay. But the fact was not everybody trusted everyone. So it was more of an ideas group, which was good, but it wasn't the nuts and bolts. We can say anything and we can share specific information. Some of us were that close, others were not. And eventually it fell apart because you can't be vague all the time and expect a group to work together. So great question. How big do you suggest? I have currently 2 mastermind groups. I call them mastermind groups. One for business specific selling, and that's the one I'm in with Michael. And then I have another one that's more of business ideas and other things that can happen, other things you can do outside of just pure items to sell. And they're both made up of 4 people total. That includes me. So it's me and 3 other people in each one of those groups. To me, if you get to 10, it's probably too big. Because I'm telling you, this has to be a level of trust. Like you would let this person, watch your kids. You would hand over your books to them and say, yeah, this is the good, the bad, the ugly. Here is my business on a platter. Whatever you hold most near and dear to your heart, you would trust them with that. Okay, whatever that is. So to be able to find that in 10 people is highly unlikely. 6, maybe. But somewhere around the 4 to 5 mark is really, because you don't need it huge. I mean, what do you need 20 people for? All right, Sherry Brown, got to run. Good job. Or she said, good show. Thank you. Um, take care. And yeah, thank you for stopping by, Sherry. Hopefully you got a couple of little nuggets here and there. I don't know. I haven't really said a whole lot of anything valuable tonight, and I apologize for that. It's been just a lot of rambling. But it's that to me is the key to a mastermind. You can't just say, hey guys, want to get together and talk and we'll have coffee and we can kind of no, man. It's got to be where you implicitly trust the advice, opinions of the others. It's not just a matter of I'm willing to share what I have. It's, do you trust their advice? Because when you turn to them and you say, is this a good product? Is this is this a direction I should go? Is this a wholesaler I should use? Is this a liquidation buy that I should get involved in? You need to be able to trust their opinions. And it doesn't mean you're always going to agree, but you have to know that that is somebody that you can lean on and is going to be able to be a trusted advisor for you. So do you have masterminds in person or online? Mine are online. These are people that are scattered across the United States. Some of them, Michael Flanagan, like I told you, I've never met in person. I trust him with my business. Okay. There's nothing I would hold back from him. So that's 100% online. I've met most of them in person. There's a couple that I have not, but it's just, it's 2015. You can get to know people without actually meeting them. We can jump on a Zoom or room.co or whatever and pretty much interact. I mean, it's right there. There's no reason that you have to physically go to a coffee shop. I can sit here with my bottle of water or my cup of coffee and I can talk to Mike and we can sit down and have an hour-long meeting or the four of us can get on a chat together and we can sit there and have that meeting. And now how do you get to trust somebody? I don't know. How do you trust anybody? How did you get to trust? You start small. You start conversations. You share a find. You share a little trick or something that you found that worked for you. And you say, hey, this worked for me. See if it works for you. So that, I mean, there's no simple, I've never heard of it working really well where you just put a group of people together and you go, we're going to be a mastermind now. I wish it was that easy, but it's not. That's not how they succeed. Because now we're to the level where, Michael will hit up the group and go, hey, I've got this product that's selling really well. If we buy a larger quantity, we can lower the price. We can own this. All right, let's do that. How many of us are afraid? I'm not sharing my screen right now because I don't want to show you a couple of my products. So, how many of you are in a mastermind group, but you would not share your products with people? You would not share, not that you have to let them sell it too, but where you wouldn't care if they knew your store name and everything you sell and where you source from and what your ideas are. I mean, it's something special, but man, it kicks your business up. And I know, I'm telling you, I know my sales numbers are not reflecting it now, but I know they will. I know the benefits that are coming out of all this. It's still fairly new. We started our group probably officially, I'd say maybe the mid fourth quarter. So it's only been a few months, but man, I see where it's going. I've already worked some deals with the group. We're working on some other deals after ASD. There's going to be some more stuff coming out. There's power in masterminds. There's power in finding products together. There's power in the ideas that get shared. All right. Celeste is saying, I have started a group for sellers in my region, and we have met in person, and it's fantastic, but definitely not a mastermind. I also chat up sellers I see at book sales and have struck up some acquaintances. Often I'm the other seller they've talked about, or I'm the other seller they've talked to. Often I'm the only other seller they've talked to. So there can definitely be awareness. I would love to have a virtual mastermind. Yeah, it is. And I'm sorry, you guys see reading, not my top thing. But yeah, meetups are great. Meetups are ideas. And those are kind of what's happening this weekend. That conference is basically just a meetup of 50 people. and there's going to be ideas. But am I going to bust open my books and go, hey, guys, here's all my stuff? And here, no, heck no, I'm not. That's cool. Well, I'll be friends with a lot of them. Doesn't mean I'm going to have that level of the trust that I'm talking about that it takes to make a mastermind. So when things start to fizzle out, and masterminds don't have to be every day you get together. When there's something big going on, it'll just take care of itself. But if it's starting to fizzle out, examine why. Do you not have the right people? Do they not have the right attitude? Would it help to remove one or two people? Do you need to blow the whole thing up and start again? I don't know. I'm not in your group, but those are the kind of things that you need to examine. Somebody's not a fit in all that. Somehow, somewhere, somebody is not a fit. So you might want to examine who it is, or if it's you, remove yourself from the group. Maybe they're great. Maybe you're not the right person. All right, Georgia, we met in Atlanta after the ICE retailer conference. There's a bigger seller meetup group in Atlanta. Yeah, Celeste, I met you at CES, right? I believe. And yeah, I know there's a meetup in Atlanta. I'm in Savannah. I am not driving 3.5, 4 hours to a meetup. Yeah, all right. That's what I thought. One of these days, we got to do something like Savannah, Statesboro, something that's at least a little more central. That I can do. I'll drive an hour. I am not driving. I'm not driving to Atlanta. It's just not. I can't stand Atlanta. That place too busy for me. Yeah. See, we need to do something, and we've got a handful of sellers in Savannah now. So I haven't forgotten our conversation at CES. So it's just in the back of my mind. I'm outside of Savannah. I'm about 45 minutes outside of Savannah, Georgia. So, but yeah, I think there's about half a dozen, maybe a dozen sellers in the Savannah area. Might just have to do a meetup. Maybe we'll try to shoot for late April, possibly. Yeah, hit me up. Yeah, let's talk about it then. All right, 7 minutes left to the 9 o'clock hour. So that basically covers everything that I wanted to cover. If you guys have any questions, now is the time. So if you've got anything, wholesale or otherwise, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, we'll just call it a night. I'll get out of here about 7 minutes early. It's almost like calling class early. Hopefully you guys got some good information. I appreciate you being here. I'm sorry that I missed last week. I'm sorry that I missed ASD. And work's been rough. It's been busy. And at some point the results are going to show up. I know it. It's just taking a little longer than I expected. But all right. All right. Andy Slayman shooting messages to me on the other side. So I'm going to drop off here, and we'll call it a night. And yeah, keep the mastermind small. Busy is good. I'm hoping it all plays out. Zuzu, awesome. Thanks for being here. I know Zuzu. And guys, everybody, thanks for being here. We'll see you next week. Hopefully I got some good information. I expect to have a full rundown of what happens in Massachusetts. Of course, what happens in Rhode Island. I don't even know where the place is. But anyway, I'll give you guys maybe not a full rundown, but I'll give you some feedback on what I learned and how things go, all that good stuff. Maybe have a little more interesting show for you next week. Until then, guys, take care. Anyone traveling, I do wish you safe travels. I will see you this weekend, and it's going to be an awesome time. Looking forward to it. Fast Turn Radio listeners, watchers, replay catchers, I will see you next week. Night, guys.